Alright, so I came across this interesting article not too long ago, February 3rd, and Michael Kuntz is saying that they agreed to everything on blood testing except the day of the fight. And the reports we've been hearing have been saying that Pacquiao agreed to the same random testing that Victor Ortiz and Shane Mosley agreed to, and the same type that Miguel Cotto is about to go through. And y'all already know Floyd himself is also taking these tests. So that raises a little suspicion as to why the fight really isn't happening. I mean, that could be a part of it. And Floyd's like, okay, y'all don't want to do this testing on that last day. Okay, fine. We're gonna have an uneven split because of that. But I already showed y'all, and y'all have already seen it out there, because they do put it out there, that Floyd is doing the higher numbers and bringing in more money than Pacquiao does for the fight. And people are like, yeah, they're both big names, they're both bringing a lot of fighters, but they're trying to figure out how the split's gonna go. And yes, they're both popular, but fact remains, numbers show Floyd's are still higher. Y'all Pacquiao fans was saying numbers don't lie when you're looking at the punch stats for his last fight with Marquez. But yeah, numbers don't lie here neither. But Bob Arum does. And you heard him say, we're expecting 1.3 for the Mosley fight. It was almost 2 years ago. Still ain't seen the numbers for it. And then we got, not 2 years, but 1 year. Then we also got for the Marquez fight. Still ain't released the numbers on those, talking about, yeah, we're expecting it to be up at 1.4 million. Numbers are still coming in. Same thing you did with the Margarito fight. You say, oh, this is on set. We broke a record here. We're expecting 1.5 million for that. What did it actually turn out being? It was 1.15. So, don't listen to Bob Arum until you actually see the numbers. Like I said before, when Floyd tell you how much money he gets, that's how much money he's getting. And they actually release his pay-per-view numbers. They tell you the generated revenue and the amount of pay-per-view sales that he had. But Pacquiao, all you hear is, for his last 2 fights, is speculation, or that the numbers are still coming in, what they're expecting it to be. You don't hear what the actual amount is. And another thing, y'all remember about 5 years ago, 2007, Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather. With the fight coming up with Cotto, remind me of something. Oscar De La Hoya is 4 years older than Floyd Mayweather. And when they fought, people are saying after Floyd won, Oscar was way past his prime. At that time, Oscar was 34, the same age that Floyd is right now. Nobody is saying that Floyd is past his prime. Nobody at all. But, they're saying that Oscar De La Hoya was, when he was this same age when he fought Floyd. And he was 4 years older than Floyd. Okay? Floyd is almost 5 years older than Cotto. You're about 4.5 years older than Cotto. So, Oscar is what? 4 years older than Floyd. Floyd 4.5 years older than Cotto. How come nobody's saying Floyd is too old right now for Cotto? And then once Floyd beats him, people are gonna be like, oh, well, Cotto was done, after he fought Pacquiao. He was not done after he fought Pacquiao. He bounced back. He claimed He claimed the title from, Yuri Foreman, who was undefeated. They're light middleweight. Beat Ricardo Mayweather. Came back and beat Antonio Margarito. His fight since Pacquiao, he's been winning TKO. He bounced back pretty good from, kind of good from his fight with Margarito. He had that TKO against Jennings, and then, he had that split decision win over Cotto before that Pacquiao fight. Since then he been knocking people out. And not only that, all around he's a better fighter than he was when he fought Pacquiao back then. Cotto was way too one-dimensional back then. He improved a lot of things. His jab's a lot better. He moves around better. His show technical ability and boxing skills, is better than it was back then. And when Floyd is talking about leftovers, it doesn't just mean that, he fought him first and beat him. There is this report out, like before Floyd fought Victor Ortiz, they're wondering, is Ortiz gonna face the same downfall in his career that a lot of Mayweather's other opponents have? And what they were saying is, Mayweather's opponents, their win-loss percentage, after fighting Mayweather, that percentage dropped compared to before they fought Mayweather. They're basically saying after fighting Floyd that their performances were basically shit. That's basically what they were saying in this report. They're showing the win percentage, the average win percentage of Floyd's opponents before and after they fought him. And after they fought him, the percentage dropped. And they're like, they're wondering if Ortiz is going to suffer that same fate. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see his next fight, to see if that's going to happen to him. That's what Floyd is talking about. He fought Oscar, Oscar's next fight against Forbes. Yeah, he won that, but he didn't look that good during it. And Freddie Roach was like, what? He's not looking that good. We'll let Manny fight him. Same thing with Ricky Hatton. They said Floyd took something out of him, something that it was what made Ricky Hatton the fighter he was. And then Ricky looked bad in his fights after that. And then they're like, what? Hatton was looking kind of shaky during his fight with Lascano. So, it's going to be an easy fight for us. Now, Manny will knock him out. So, that's what Floyd is talking about when he said fighting leftovers. He beat those fighters. They look bad in their performances after that. And then Freddie Roach. If y'all haven't seen the video I've told y'all about numerous times, look it up on YouTube. Cherry picking with Freddie Roach. On interview, he's explaining the Pacquiao opponent selection process, where they're looking for bums, people who look shitty during their fights, to fight next. Now, after Pacquiao beat Cotto, did Cotto look bad in his fights after that? No. Like I said, since then, TKOs. So, that's something y'all need to pay attention to. That's all for this one.